Well, I figured got enough subscribers, might as well come over here, do a little walk around with this thing. Let's see if I can adjust this a little bit more. I probably just screwed everything up, but this big behemoth is powered by that little 330 cubic inch V8. I also found it kind of funny that at work equates out to being 5.4 liters, but it's an entirely different animal. So this puppy needs quite a bit of work, but it's still got coolant in there, not frozen. I think we're good. This thing was on Facebook Marketplace. I kept watching it and I told myself, you know, if the price makes it down to about $1,000, I'll buy it. So I messaged the guy, and being a little fucking bit of an asshole, like, hey, I'll give you $750. And we kind of went back and forth because he had it listed for like $1,500 and it had been up there for months. And he's like, the best I can do is $1,000. So I'm like, you know what, I gotta buy it. And this was the original thermostat housing that was on it. I'm seeing better days. It's got a nice cast iron one, upper radiator hose, with the cast iron thermostat housing. It's a 2 diameter radiator hose. And if you're looking for an F series with like the 360, 390, you can find them on Rock Auto. It took me a little while to figure that out, but I found it. And in case you're wondering, there's your answer. I got the original oil bath air filter for it. That's hiding in my shed. But as I was saying, we went back and forth. He's like, that won't even cover my tow bill. But he's like, I'll do $1,000, and I'm like, all right, gotta have it. And bought it. And on the bumper there, you can see had something for tow bar, and that didn't quite work out. The old 78 over there, it did it, but it didn't do it happily, and I eventually just ended up having it trailered. And if you believe the odometer, which I actually kind of do, only reads 57,000 miles. I mean, there's a little wear on the clutch pedal, not much for brake or gas. Steering wheel's in nice shape. Cab's in really nice shape, all things considered. So it was a dump truck, and right now it's kind of serving as winter storage catch-all. Actually, there's the oil filter, or the air filter. I mean, this thing had a whole bunch to it, and it needs some work. The brakes don't work. Pedal goes clear to the floor. It'll run, but it won't run happily. I need to take the carburetor apart. He said he'd rebuilt it, but I don't particularly trust other people's work unless I know them and know their work. That's gotta be for the cab light. You know, I haven't really spent much time looking this thing over, and it's obviously had a water leak due to the cab lights, which is a shame because it rotted the well, this side's not as bad, but it rotted out up there, which sucks. But cab corners are still all there, body's solid. And I've always admired how on the bigger trucks, dash is kind of a holdover from the bump side era, as opposed to like my 78 or the 73 to 79 era, which has honestly the dash cluster that I grew up with, which is that one. This girl's still in her winter slumber. I used to run it every now and then in the winter. I try not to now. Every now and then I'll fire it up just to let it run, but this box wasn't the greatest when I got it, and it's worse now. But honestly, up here on the rest of the truck, it's actually the passenger side fender where it's the worst. It's right here, and I know exactly when that happened. When you can see the rip in the plastic, let all that shit up in there. I was chasing a buddy who had a truck that wasn't running. That's good for it. Oh yeah, this is just riddled. I gotta do something with this box this year, but I decided to play chase with this because if it broke down, needed something to be able to pull it the rest of the way, and the whole time we were riding the shoulder kicking up nothing but salt. And I'll be honest, it doesn't get washed nearly that often. This is going to be a camper at some point. Right now it's being used as storage, and it needs work as well. But I mean, this thing's solid. It's definitely going to get new rubber. I want to get rid of these rims. I want to get actual rims with bolt lug nuts. And I mean, it's going to have a flat deck that I want, and I'm going to put a crane on that flat deck and do pretty much whatever I want with it. I mean, let's face it, 300 pounds don't make that frame budge an inch. She's pretty heavy. Then I have my other collection of projects. I got this old Silverado here. It was my wife's grandfather's. It needs some TLC, but I think I can get it back on the road soon enough. I got that CJ3A that I rescued out of the woods. It was $300. Come get it, or it's going to scrap. It was missing its hood, missing the windshield. But I have a couple friends who specialize in older Jeep parts, so I went and collected those and kind of put it back together. The motor's long since locked up. I got it to free up, but I think it's set back up again. More parts to a 3A, I believe. Parts to CJ5's, part of a frame right there. Carcass of a 5 there, with the other half of the frame there. More frames there. Hard top, a body. Excuse me. We got wheel horse parts. I was into wheel horses quite a bit. Still am, just don't do as much with them. This poor Willie's pickup has been nothing but beat, and it honestly hasn't ran since the video I made of it. It was actually right around November of 2020. I was actually quarantined, so just caught the vid. And like, you know what, I'm gonna start ripping out the leaf springs on it. And that's when I made my Willie's leaf spring video. And that's about as far as I've gotten. I have everything to put it back together, it's just I haven't. Let's see, the exhaust is coming apart there. No great surprise. This was probably the best frame out of all the ones I've collected. I will be taking this, that body, and parts from there and over in the shed to make another, or to make one, should I say. And that's hopefully I'll remember to make a video for that. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff here to make content. It's just I gotta remember. Kind of tough when you're the sole curator of all this stuff. I wonder if this thing's set up. That'll be another video. Maybe get this thing to run again. Get the leaf spring in it, get it back down on all fours. I'd like to save it. Poor girl deserves it. But for now, the mice have been living happily in it. The sad part is all the electrical stuff in it worked. Even the lights on the roof. Lights, radio, heater, all of it. And I'm pretty sure we're just not gonna look at that. Had full set of 16-inch rims factory. If you know your Jeeps, you know that was an option. Alright, I think that's gonna be it for today.